Yeah, so silly. Hello, good people. So we are going to do an update. If you are watching this video, then I hope that you have already watched all of the other videos and updates in reference to my Dermoid Cyst. So today is Tuesday, and I'm going to give you an update from last Thursday. And today is August the 13th. Today's August the 13th. So Thursday, I was feeling like really, really bad. And this is like a way that I have not felt like ever. Like I felt very faint. I felt very lightheaded. And I was up. I was trying to work, but it felt like I was going to pass out. Like, oh my God, it was horrible. And at first my heart was beating fast. And then it was like I was struggling to breathe, and then it was like breathing fast. My blood pressure is high, so we opted to go to the hospital. We ended up being in the hospital all night. But they ran every test that they possibly could while we were there. They did EKGs. They were doing the test to make sure I wasn't going to cardiac arrest and all of these things. So I ended up getting this awesome doctor, and they ended up doing a CAT scan. Save that. So after they did everything, she was like, we did x-rays, we did all these things. She said, your chest is clear. There's absolutely nothing in your chest. She said, yes, you have this dermoid cyst, but it seems as though it's compressing your organs. So it's like compressing my organs up to my chest. It moved and it pushed everything up to my chest, and it made it very hard for me to breathe. So I was thankful to hear that, because we didn't leave until like 11 something the next day. I was thankful they did all of my blood work. They made sure that I didn't have any infections going on in my body. My blood cell count was good. They checked me for quite a few things just to make sure everything came back like perfect. So when we left at like 11 something that morning from the night before, I felt very confident. So right before then, the last video I left off is when I went and did an ultrasound. So I did the ultrasound for them to see. So you do an ultrasound, then you do an MRI or a CT, and then you come up with your pre-op, and then, it's the op. Now, here's the thing about this doctor. As you guys know, I tell you guys all the time how I like her and I have a little bit of patience with her. She is older, but she just it's like she makes me go into the to the doctor for no reason. So that's the part that's annoying me. And I think that, having patience and is very important, because if you went through my stories, this is the same thing that happened with my youngest son. I had a doctor, and she was a black lady, and she was extremely, extremely slow. And I ended up switching doctors, and then I had another black doctor, which was like the worst doctor ever. So I keep that in mind when I am, working with, good character, to like have patience. But I also don't have the time to just go into a doctor's office for them to check my vitals, make me sit in a room for 30 minutes, right, just to get paid, and then bring me back, and then you want to talk, but we have not resolved anything, right? And that's it's annoying, right? You keep going back to things that have nothing to do with this cyst. So we went to her office, we went to her office right after we left the hospital, because it was on the way passing. Now Crash said it was a red flag, but the reason that we went into the office versus calling her is because when we tried to call her, the phone was off. It was disconnected to the doctor's office. So I was like, well, she has to wait on her payments and stuff like that. And she's in an upscale area. So I was like, yeah, she's probably waiting on, her payments to come in. So we'll just stop by there. So when we stopped by there, we let her know we just left the hospital. She agreed to see us. Her energy that day was a little bit off, right? And it could be what she had going on in the office, but I feel like it's because I had my husband with me. So it was one of those things. I asked her, I was like, hey, do you see male clients? Because, you know, I wanted to get him a doctor. She was like, no, I only see female. So I'm like, okay, that's perfectly fine. But I can recall that one day she said something about, you know, being able to see, you know, your spouse. So I was like, And we were sitting down, and so she was like, well, do he know everything that's going on? I was like, yeah, I talked to him about everything. So she goes, okay, you just left the hospital. I don't have the MRI scan. And I'm like, it's a CT scan. And she's like, well, I don't have it. They should have sent it over to me. And that's like her favorite word. And so I'm like, okay, if you don't have it, you can call them and they can send it to you. Like, the hospital is literally 10 minutes from your doctor's office. So you can call them, right? And so I'm like, okay, I'm not going to let this blow me today. So then she goes and she pulled up my ultrasound. Mind you, I told her, I said, listen, whatever God's will is going to be, is going to be. I said, but I'm not claiming anything other than a dermoid cyst. And you can check on whatever. Mind you, they did 2 tests already, and they came back. What is it? AFP or APF, whatever. That came back, cancer marker, negative. The next one, the CA125, again, your highest number should be 38, I think 38.10 or 38.40, something like that. Mine came up at 47.10 or whatever the case. It's 47 and something. And the reason that it came up at that, because I have fibroids as well. So she looked at the ultrasound, and the first thing she said was, she sat back and she was like, well, I just want to tell you that you were right. Not that I did not believe you, which obviously you didn't. That's why we went through all this stuff. But she said, not that I didn't believe you, but I just wanted to make sure that it was just this dermoid cyst. Because I guess you can see some type of cancer properties on the ultrasound and on, you know, the CAT scan. So she was like, okay. So she was like, I just want to see if your number's rising or whatever. And I was like, I just want you to, let's go to the next step. So then she orders me for more blood work. Mind you, they literally just took an IV out of my arm at the hospital. All of the blood work that you're requesting, they just did it in the hospital. So I look at her and I'm like, they just did this blood work in the hospital. She goes, but I want my own. My body wouldn't give her no blood. She was like, you need to drink water. I had been drinking water, but my body was like, no, they took enough blood from us in the hospital. We ain't giving no more blood. So her phlebotomist could not, and she tried on 2 arms. I was like, look, she tried on 2 arms, is not giving any blood. But in my mind, I'm like, why do you have me repeating tests just because it wasn't done in your office, right? That's annoying me. So she couldn't get blood, so she seemed a little annoyed. And then the test that she wanted me to repeat, they told me that they probably charged me for this test, and I just bring the bill to dispute it. She was mad that the people told me that they probably charged me for the test. She wanted me to just be like, this your health, so we just deal with it when we get there. Yeah, but no, right? So for me, I think, like, I don't like the way she handling the business. I'm just gonna say that. Like, she may seem very knowledgeable when it comes down to the work, but she done already had a couple strikes with me, and I'm like just trying to hold on. But I did find another doctor, and basically it would be like all of the groundwork has been done, and the doctor is not far from my house, and I would literally just have to like go sign up with them, let them order all of my paperwork, get it all in, come in, do a pre-op with them, and then go do the thing, right? Because like everything is so new. I'm trying not to do that. So I asked her, I said, have you ever removed a cyst of this size? So she goes, well, I need to see what's going on. She didn't answer my question. So, okay. When they did the ultrasound, she told me there that the cyst was now 27 centimeters. That's what she told me. After they sent the cyst, all right, to get reviewed for them to send it to the doctor's office, when it got to the doctor's office, they said the cyst was 22 centimeters, right? So I'm like, how the hell did you go from 27 to 22? Somebody can't measure or somebody can't count. But when I was in the ER, I could have sworn the doctor said it was 32. So I was like, okay, is it 32? Is it 27? Is it 22? So she was like, we have to find that out. So 22 sounds about right, right? That sounds absolutely 100% about right, because I was at 17, and 22 means that yes, it has grown, but not to where it's 27, 28. Right now they don't even know. Look, we playing charades with the numbers. So for some reason I had a doctor's appointment today, but I didn't go because we talked about Thursday, and Thursday is supposed to be my pre-op appointment, right? And that's what I'm sticking to. So I was like, look, I'm going to call and make sure that you have my thing, because she set the pre-op because she said she needed to do research and she needed to get the CAT scan, right? Now, I can tell you guys this, and it's going to bother me because it is, but I pray that I don't have to like start all the way over. If I go in there on Thursday and she tell me that she want me to do another MRI or another CAT scan, I'm gonna thank her for her service, and I'm gone. Like, I'm gonna have to go under a different doctor. I know how it is, because what I don't tell people and I don't tell doctors is I do have a history in the medical field, in several different aspects of the medical field, but I didn't like it. It just wasn't real. It wasn't authentic, and it wasn't something that I wanted to do. So I walked away from it. And plus, I get the heebie-jeebies. Like, I don't want to see certain stuff. And I wasn't like that all the time. I think after I started like having children, like after my second child, then I had got like real jumpies. And so I was like, yeah, no. And then I didn't do the medical field. So I know how doctors' offices are built. I know how hospitals are built. I know how all of this stuff works that's right in front of me. So Thursday, we're going to see, fingers crossed, that she is ready for our pre-op. Hopefully she has her CT scan so she can look over that. Hopefully she's done her research, because honestly, if she asks me to repeat anything that I've already done, I'm going to just thank her for her service and I'm leaving. So that's where we stand now. And she's been asking, like, if I didn't get it done with her, then she wanted done. Obviously, they had to do a CT scan in the hospital because I wasn't feeling well. So I have no idea. Like, this is why I don't like doctors. This is why I don't deal with this stuff. So I said to her, I was like, really, the only way that you're really gonna know is if you take this thing out of me and then do your work. And so she was like, no, there's signs for us to know before then. So I'm like, okay, have it your way, right? Have it your way, baby. I'm flustered. I'm ready. And then, might I add, she is in this super nice area for her doctor's office. So I asked her, I'm like, okay, so we're going to this hospital because I've been in this area for 5 years. The main hospital that I go to in this area is the one that I went to for my ultrasound. So I was like, okay, are we going to this hospital to do the surgery? And she goes, no, we going to Grady. I said, what? Now, I am not from Atlanta, right? I'm not from Atlanta. I've been in Atlanta since 2009. And, left a couple times, came back. So this is home. But, all you know is what you hear about Grady. I'm a Grady baby, shout it. I don't have the best image, you know what I'm saying, of Grady. How are you located in such a nice area, in such a prestigious area for your doctor's office, but you do surgery at Grady? To me, knowing how it goes behind the scenes, I'm like, so what is your doctor rating now? Like, what is your rating? What is your, it's based on like the surgeries that you have done and, the success rate it's based on a lot of stuff. And then color definitely has something to do with it. But no, how are you at Grady and you're in such this nice area? And maybe it's the insurance, based on the insurance that your clients have. It's a lot of stuff that goes along with that. But it really bothered me when she said that. So she was like, well, we'll see if we can get at this particular hospital. And I'm like, okay, but I'm not going to let that like hold me up. So if I'm supposed to do the surgery with her, I'm going to do it. The last thing that I don't want to do is change. I don't want to change, but I know that I will because I'm ready. I have been on this natural tea that has seemed to help me out a lot. And it actually has just like boosted me up. It's like, you know, it purges you, it purges, you know, your system. I've been pissing a lot, like right? But that's like kind of cool because I do drink a lot of water and stuff like that. So I have had more energy lately, and I've been getting some really good sleep. Oh my God. So I'm just really ready, like, okay, get it out. But based on the looks of things from the ultrasound and the picture that she looked, they said it's a classic dermoid cyst. They don't see any of the C word. And, you know, they have to get it out, look inside, do what they got to do. So all praises. Thank you for, you know, the positive words of encouragement. I'm going to continue to update y'all. Of course, I am updating videos. I'm uploading videos behind time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously for certain reasons, but I'm like behind time. But if it's up to me, you guys, I'm going to allow you guys to see me through this entire process. So this is August 13th. Fingers crossed that when we go into her office on Thursday, hopefully I can kind of see like what that vibe was, because my husband won't be there. He'll be at work. And see what's going on. So red flags, white flags, green flags. Child, let's see. I just want this surgery. And of course I want it to go well. I want it to be everything that it's supposed to be. I want it to be successful, and I want to be healthy. So, you know, I'm having patience, but she's not answering questions that I need her to answer. And that's a problem too, because I don't even know if she can remove this. I don't even know if she's done this. And no, I'm not willing to be your first person. I'm just not. So I'll keep you guys updated on the next video. Peace.